Hello everyone, I80-386SX, and we're staring at a floppy drive. So, Citizen U0DA-02A. You'll ask yourselves, where did this come from? Well, there's your first hint. No additional identifiable parts on it, or part numbers on it. It's just a Citizen U series, which I've never worked on before. But I'll give the answer away. I shouldn't be like that, but this is from the Compaq LTE 286. There's a belt that runs this drive, much like most Compaq LTEs in existence. But this one supposedly has a belt tied to it. So we're going to go right in and see what we can do here. And this may become, well, it won't become a two-parter for the viewing audience at home, but it may become a multi-day adventure for yours truly. I don't know yet. There are rumors have it that these things suffer from major capacitor leakage, but we'll see. I don't know if I gotta take this screw off. Yeah, I apologize. I got right into it. But yeah, this. So far, there are two Phillips head screws that access this unit, and this should, in theory, pop right off. Well, it doesn't, though. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Oh, there we go. Or might be another... Oh, maybe. Alright, well, that wasn't too hard. Good night, everybody. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot more to it than that. So, that is... You are now staring at the innards of the drive in question. Now, I gotta think about how in the wide world I'm going to get the rest of this off. Yeah. I could tear apart a V-series in my sleep. I could tear apart a W1D in my sleep, but this one is a little bit new. So, well, there is a very small spring here. That's gotta have to go, because I assume the door's gotta go. Yeah, so there's a tight little quarters here. If you look at the screen here, you just slide your spring through that. You make sure it doesn't fly off, although I think it would take a little bit of effort to get that off. Yeah, this one's built a little bit more robust compared to other Citizen products I have worked on. So unfortunately, they use those janky belts. I'll get to that in a little bit here, but let me get this door off, and then we'll worry about the replacement belt. So I'll discuss that. Yeah, this is do I have to worry about that? Not yet. Okay, so I just got to worry about... Those two are not attached. Okay, so using a desoldering pin, which may or may not be the best solution for this, but we're going to start with that. We'll see where it goes. In theory, this should slide right off without really any real pain, but that is proving to be more of a chore than originally anticipated. Let's use a slightly bigger tool for this. Wow, something's really attached on this, and I don't know what. I don't think the door comes out first. Oh. Yeah, that should be just attached by the four. Alright, I'm going to pause. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to see what I got to do with this. Alright, I got it to go. I just had to press down just a little bit harder. Although I'm a little bit cautious on that just because of the nature of the plastics on these machines. And this door here, I think if we just bend it just a oh, wait, we don't even have to do that. Because there is actually, if you take the door off from the right side, there is an opening here. So we should be able just to, provided I don't get my fat fingers in the way. And yeah, that just slides right off without any effort whatsoever. So we are just a little bit closer to getting to that belt, which I promised to talk about. You'll get that real quick. This belt, I got it from a place over in the UK. Oh yeah, the dimensions are on there. So yeah, so that's from DataServe. They call it a cassette deck / recorder drive belt, and those are the specs for said replacement belt. I don't know if it's going to be correct here, but that's what the research indicates. Yeah, the invoice just indicates a very generic part number. Let me see if I can show you the... I don't know what the American conversion is on that, but that's... I bought 2 of them, but it looks like 3 pounds. I think that's pounds. But regardless, it was not. It very, very, very affordable, even for us over in the United States. So now, if I know my citizens, okay, or do I know my citizens? This is a little bit of a tricky one. I don't know if I really don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but we may not have a choice in that. Oh, I see bits and pieces of the belt. Oh gosh, it's one of those. I already don't like this. But yeah, it looks like this potentially separates, but I don't really want to do that. So I have to, oh, well, we know one thing that's got to be done. We got to get the eject button out of there. So let's get that off to the side. Okay, I got to think about this for a second here. But maybe I should do that offline. I don't know if I could just lift the heads. Oh, a little bit. Just a little. Not a whole lot. I wonder if this whole thing... Oh, there is a spring, but I'm not sure if that's... Oh, I assume that's going to be part of it. Yeah, there's a spring on here. And I'm too far off frame here already. So let's see if we can remove the spring. Yep, spring comes off without issue. And spring came off largely without issue. I was afraid that went flying into back to God. But yeah, I'm gonna pause this again, and I'm gonna look at this and see if we what we gotta do here. Is I think if we get this piece off, then we should have pretty much straight access to that belt. Well, I literally figured it out as soon as I pressed stop recording in OBS, so at least I figured out part of it. So this comes out, and is there another spring? Nope, it just comes out like that. And that, my friends, is it. Where the rest of the belt is... Well, only the Lord's going to know the answer to that one, but you can tell there are very small fragments of the belt lurking around in this drive. I wish I had a spudger handy, but we'll work with what we got here. Do keep in mind, this thing spent a significant portion of its life down in Dallas, Texas. Very hot climate. So do bear that in mind. For those that are familiar with computer reset, this was a computer reset find. That's a microchip. There's a fragment of the belt right underneath here, and I'm hoping that some general gentle tapping. I was going to call it general tapping, but we're going to call it gentle tapping. It was going to free that thing, but I don't think it's going to, so we're going to have to find a way to get it out of there. Because that's going to become a big problem if we don't. Just get it free enough where I can grab it with some kind of tool. Alright, where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh. Flashlight is starting to piss me off. I think I got it out of there. Or it's stuck in a much less accessible place. I'm not sure. Oh, no, it did not move. Oh, you know what? Let's use this thing. It's, okay, YouTuber can't point. About right here, where the eject button is, there's a small piece of the belt left there. So I'm going to see if I can poke it out of there. Now, definitely not an anti-static variety, but we got to get it out of there. And I just put it in an even less accessible spot. Well, let me work on that and then we'll resume. Well, and much like the last time, as soon as I shut off the camera, most of the belt, what was left of the belt fell out. I'm still bothered by most of the belt being missing, but we must move on. So we're going to move on. We have to get this motor off because there is a fragment of belt on it. I'm pretty sure it's belt fragment. So this is only the third screw we actually had to get off. And, yep, okay, that's probably where most of the belt is. So let's get that cleaned out. And I hope that this metal, whatever metal this is made of, whether it's brass or it's just some plated stuff, I'm not exactly sure, but... Oh, yep, there's the rest of the belt. Oh, mercy. That's not good. But we'll get it out of there. Oop, that was probably not the best use of this tool, but, oh, there was, oh, actually, we got some of it with that, because I just felt some rubber crap fall off of it. Oh. Well, let's see. It's a little ghetto using a flashlight when you have work lights, but I need to have a little bit more light here. Yeah, I think we got most of it, except for the motor itself we need to address. Oh my goodness, that's a really questionable design. You're going to see here, or at least I'm going to try and show you. Yeah, there's a little bit of corrosion on this. But yeah, it's really no groove for anything to go into, but regardless, we got to clean the rest of this belt off, and unfortunately it is starting to, it discolored the metal. That's the bad news, so hopefully that doesn't ruin our chances of repairing this drive. So I'm going to just use this thing to do that. Hopefully, just hopefully. Get this gunk off. Maybe a job for the rubbing alcohol. Let's try that instead. The isopropyl alcohol. To be exact, let's get that. The old college try, let's see how far we get with that. That's a serious problem. The drive will not operate correctly. It'll just, the belt operation will be entirely uneven, and then we'll have an entirely unusable drive. Stay. shoot, I gotta hang on. I really don't like the design of this one. It's even like on the Citizen W1D, there was a place to hang on to this this shaft, and here it's just so small that you can't. Some of it came off, but definitely not all of it. And I'm kind of impressed that a rubber belt would do something like this. Of course, who knows, at least I couldn't tell you what the conditions of Computer Reset's environment was, personally. I just know Dallas is very, very hot. I don't know if they have a lot of humidity or anything like that. There's a lot of people from Texas that do watch my channel. They may be able to tell me what the humidity situation is over in Dallas. I know they don't have a relevant football team. Just kidding. Always gotta make the joke. But regardless, that is that. So we'll look at the other pulleys. It's kind of similar to, oh, there's more belt. Good thing we looked. It's kind of similar to the V-Series drives that they use in the LTE Lite, but it's not equal. Yeah. The belt run, yeah, so like on the Citizen V1 series, the motors actually were here, and it kind of just goes like that. Here, it's just the opposite. So, a little bit of a small difference, but functionality-wise, at the end of the day, it's the same. Although this is a thicker belt. I don't know what that is in the, what did the big bad biologist call that? Freedom measurements. I don't know what 2.78 millimeters is in freedom measurements. That was a good one, by the way, Big Bad Biologist. I think I'm going to use that from now on, so I'm going to steal one of your terms. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's not the best idea. Yeah, I don't think we're fixing this tonight. I just realized a problem, but fortunately this drive is very easy to tear apart, but we'll get it for you, the viewer, it'll still be one video. But for me, this is going to be a multi-day issue. And I'm going to show you why in about 30 seconds from now, as soon as I can get anything to cooperate. Remember those capacitor problems that I talked about earlier? Yeah, this one's definitely got them. There's 3 for sure that are completely wrecked. And I hope that it didn't kill any traces, but we're going to have to see. So, yeah, this drive, you see this one right here is definitely roached. This one is not far behind. There's one with absolutely no writing on it. That's going to be an issue. Oh, I should not really do that. That's not a good idea. Okay, let's get that back in there. And yeah, we got the 4 caps that I can see are completely destroyed. So no matter what we do, we have to fix that problem. Maybe that one is not a cap, I'm not sure, but yeah, we have 3 caps that we need to replace before we do anything whatsoever. And one of them's gonna be fun, because I gotta get real nice and close with the head. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. Yeah, this one there, my thumb is gonna be a fun, very, very fun, and I don't mean that in a good way, cap to try and replace. And I don't think that I can, oh, maybe I can move that out of the way. Hold on, let me try something here. If we get that, ooh, this is gonna be really, really fun. Yeah, this one is gonna be especially awful, but We just got to do our best, and we got to make sure that when we get our iron or heating apparatus in here, we just got to make sure that we do not hit this ribbon cable, or otherwise this drive is a vegetable. So, damn. Well, at least what we can do here, and we can measure the width of the belt. I'll have to put in a Mauser or DigiKey order. I'm a little bit, I'm going to be honest, I'm not too happy with DigiKey lately, at least their shipping speeds. There's no winter weather in the area, and they're slow as ever. Last year I could excuse it. This year, so far we can't, so they're not getting pounded with storms. Yeah, so the belt, the replacement, yeah, that's about right. Okay, so, yep, that's cool. Of course, the description, I'll take you to a link to this item. I'll put that in the description. That's what I meant to say. Ugh. But along with the capacitors that I'm going to put in here, there's that fourth one that doesn't have any markings on it whatsoever. So that's going to be a rather interesting one. So may just have to do without. I hope not, but we'll see. But until then, we got some caps to order. Okie doke. We are now in possession of some capacitors. Now, when I did this originally, I ordered both tantalums and the ones that are on here now, the electrolytic SMDs. And they're so cheap that I thought I'd do both. And if I had enough people chime in and say, don't do the tantalums, then I was going to decide against it. So a couple people chimed in, but we know that the one-for-one transfer is going to work, or the one-for-one switch, I should say, should work. Let's see, what's this one? Really not looking forward to this repair, but it's got to be done if we're going to have any chance of restoring this thing to any kind of glory. There's the second one, and we need two 22 microfarad 16 volts. Those are the ones that really started this problem. So, like I said, we have four, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one right here that didn't, it has writing on the side of it, actually. If you have the Amiga 500 Roctec, they even have more of those with the side-by-side writing on them, so that's why I can safely say that those are just surface mount electrolytics. And we're going to get started on this. Oh gosh, wish Godspeed for me here. So we're going to start with this one right here. And actually, before I do that, it is advisable to take a picture of everything you are doing. See if we can move those out of the way. Alright, let's see if that does enough for me to identify who's whom here, and yeah, it kind of does. Oh, yep, that's fine. So, here goes nothing. Yeah, so I'm gonna get started here and let you know how it goes, I guess. Just like on the motherboard video, just gotta pull these out, clean up the leads the best I can, and solder these back on. So, this is becoming, our luck has run out. Or at least our dumb luck has run out. I don't think we're completely gone, but where this cap was, it's a lot better than it was, but it was completely covered. I guess, hold on here. To the left of the ribbon cables, you might be able to see the damage more, but these caps really did a number, and I've been just going up with flux and trying to clean this garbage off, and I think we're getting almost to a point where I have something usable, but it's going to take a while, so yeah, this is a labor of love, 100%. So, by a miracle, I think we were able to clean these contacts enough to the point where I get solder on them, so I think we have a standing chance here, but we'll have to see once we get this get these caps on here. This one right here is far more difficult than this one, but it required a lot of flux, it required a lot of patience, but I think we finally got it out, so let's hope for the best. I know you can't see it here, or at least you can't see it well, but I'm afraid to pick this thing up right now. But all 4 caps are attached successfully by, I don't know how. It's definitely a D- soldering job, but regardless, the caps are indeed attached, so I think we may be able to save this drive. Now, time for the belt. So, maybe we can do enough of it. If this turns into a crazy fight, then I will do it offline, but if it doesn't, then we will try to route that belt in. Here's the belt. So it came from a seller in the United Kingdom. Now, all the Amiga guys are going to tell you, you didn't have to do all this song and dance. I did, though. As you can very clearly tell, I had to do the song and dance. Let's see if we get this reconnected. Now, there's a lot of tutorials out there, or at least there's other tutorials out there to say you don't have to do any of that, but if you have to recap, you pretty much are out of options. You don't have any other recourse. So, let's get one of those screws attached. Okay. Not. Alright, so that is attached, and ooh, it rubs dangerously close to that cap, but should be okay. I'm a guessing person, the belt goes on like this. Okay, well, it's gonna turn into a... Okay. It rubs really close, but that is about right. At least it seems like it's staying on, so... Whoa, we got a chance, and I apologize, I showed exactly none of that, but yeah, so that's pretty much the orientation of this belt. There are people that have successfully ran tape belt, so there's a person out there that literally took like old VHS tape, cut it to width. I don't know if you use super glue or whatnot to make an actual belt, but rather unconventional fix, but it does work. But the bad news is I don't have a 720K floppy to do anything with it, so I'll have to address that. But let me get the rest of the drive back together, hope I remember how to get it back together, and then we can actually test it. So, I owe you all folks a small apology. It's going to look like the video skipped ahead, and that would be absolutely correct. I thought I was recording when I was putting this cage back in. I was not, but yeah, so there's one right there, and one right there. There's little, oh, right there. There's little inserts you have to put this in, and I'll do my best here so you can see this one kind of. And of course you got your 2 springs, and then you got the eject button. That's that's the part you all miss. So now, and maybe I went out of order on this. I'm not exactly sure, but we're going to find out together how out of order I went on this. We're going to put the door back in. We're going to try and put the door back in, that is. Alright, the door. And it's not quite where it needs to be yet. I think I got this one a wee bit on the backward side. I do have it on the backward side. Whoops. So we're going to go try. There we go. We got her in. Now we just got to get the spring in. And this is always... Springs make me nervous, especially on these. Maybe. Legit don't know how the spring was connected on this, so I think I have an idea. Maybe. Oh, come on. It wants to go everywhere but where I want it to go, and I'm not entirely sure if it's in the right spot or not. But regardless, it does go where it's supposed to. The door does operate, so I think that's really the big takeaway from this. So, let's, again, 1.44 meg floppy, but I don't think that's going to negatively affect what we're doing here. God, I with all the work I put in this, I hope it works. I really do. Even this was a labor of love. That's in. All right, let's find the cover. Let's get that on. And let's pray to our Lord, Savior Jesus Christ, Buddha, SpongeBob, Satan. Well, if you pray to Satan, that's between you and Satan. But you get my drift. This is a real long shot, but we shall see. All right. And that is back together. So, at this point, I'm going to pause the video for the 100 millionth time. And I'm going to go make me a floppy, a 720K floppy with system files on it of some sort. So, I'll be right back. Alright, here goes a whole lot of nothing. As soon as I have my floppy, that is. Yeah, literally nothing, because this thing is not turning on again. The last time I went... Oh, there it goes. And... let's see here. Oh, you can kind of see it. I don't remember it making those sounds, so that might be a good thing. And it's not sounding too good here. On system disk or disk air. I think this will boot on a 1.44 meg, but we'll see. Oh, did something. All right, that's no good. It just locked up. I don't know if this disc will work, but we'll try it. Yeah, this thing ain't too happy right now. See if we can get that floppy out of there. Maybe it will behave a little bit better. Yeah, it does not like 1.44 meg floppies. Which kind of makes this exercise completely useless. Honestly, it's not looking too good here, folks. So, let me see. Maybe my floppy's bad, but I'll try another floppy and hope for the best. If that doesn't do it, then yeah, it's not going to look particularly good here. Okay, I made another floppy. This time I used a verbatim a double density as well. I'm not sure what's up with these other discs I bought. They're new old stock, so who knows? But here we go. It's making compact noises, but you'll have to take my word for it. Oh. Hey, would you look at that? So at least we can read a floppy. Although DOS 6.22 is very new for this system. But we actually did save this floppy. Do I dare try to format this floppy? I don't know if it's going to allow me to do that, but we'll see. If it doesn't, I'm not that... Wait, hold on. I just did this a second ago. I'm just having a... Can it write one? Let's try one of the verbatim discs once. Maybe this floppy is genuinely bad. But even so, for the purposes of this video, as long as I can read floppies, it's okay. Okay. That's different. A S F 720. Oh, you know what? Let's try this guy. I don't know if we can with the way this the state of this machine is in currently, but uh-oh. Yeah, we may just not be able to at this time. So I think our next steps... no, I can't really do that either. I think our next course of action is to try and get those those other floppies, the ones that make these machines tick, and I forget what they're called, but you know what? Let's take a picture of it because I gotta. Insert diagnostic diskette. Okay, let me take a picture of this stuff. Okay, so we got non-system disk. Am I pushing my luck? Probably. Okay, so this is the bootable floppy. Perfect. All right, it's asking for the time. That's good. I'm not going to bother to put that in just because the CMOS settings aren't going to retain anyway, so we'll leave it at that. But my next steps are to get some of those diagnostic discs that make this machine tick, and then we'll dig into this a little bit further from there, and we'll see what's on this hard drive. I'm really excited to see that, but at this point, video's pretty much done, at least with the floppy part of it, so I'm going to leave it to you. If you have any questions or comments or even some constructive criticism beyond the D- soldering job, by all means, please leave them in the comments section. If you like this video, please like it. If you dislike it, please hit dislike twice. Beyond that, that's pretty much, concludes volume 3 of this ridiculous restore. So, thank you for watching, and have a good one.